Hello, and thank you for being here today and for your courageous stance. I'm EXILEd from Israeli Channel 12. I wanted to ask you whether you're in contact with any Israeli officials or representatives, and how do you picture relations between the two countries in the day after the regime will be changed? And also, you've mentioned some of the previous attempts on to have a civil unrest to topple the regime that have been unsuccessful. What makes you optimistic that this time will be different? Thank you.
Well, first of all, my team has been, and myself in some cases, in contact with representatives of various governments. As you may know, 2 years ago, I traveled to Israel. I met at the top level of leadership over there. There's an obvious understanding of the vision and what could be the future of a different Iran, and how does that play to, what could be, unlike this regime, the future of our region. I mentioned the fact that we do have the Abraham Accords, which of course was sabotaged by the regime. I think we should elevate that to the Cyrus Accords, which includes Iran as a key player into that, and making sure that ultimately we finally have a neighborhood that is stable and at peace with one another. This is the vision, and I think this is a message that has resonated very well, at least regionally. But you're right, is this time different? It is different in the sense that, as I pointed earlier, we have had many uprisings in Iran, at least in the last decade. The last one being, of course, the Women Life Freedom Movement. And all those brave souls that have died in the process did not need to have a guarantee of success before they committed to it. They are still resilient. They will still continue fighting. But what's different this time? This time they see that the regime's instrument of repression and terror is being decimated, it's been neutralized, and they understand that this is not a war against them, it's against the regime itself. That in fact it is helping the Iranian people by neutralizing the regime's instrument that so far has been killing left and right our brave compatriots in all of these movements. And this time the Iranian people say, maybe we have a chance. Look, we have seen history many times and its ebbs and flows, right? But ultimately the Berlin Wall came down. The Soviet Union did collapse. The dissidents in those countries finally got their chance. I'm sure that Nelson Mandela or Lech Walesa could not do this at some point without some level of solidarity, not just as a labor movement in Poland, mind you, solidarity in the sense of the world coming to their assistance. And the Iranian people are not asking for anyone to do the job for them. All they are saying is that it will be far less costly for us to succeed if this time you are with us, as opposed to continue a policy of appeasement and throwing this regime another lifeline. Because what would the regime would do with this lifeline? It will retaliate, it will take revenge, it's already trying to do that. So for the sake of the Iranian people and for the sake of the world, we have this opportunity now. We will do whatever it takes as Iranians to fight that fight. But the world needs to consider that the consequence of that change will put an immediate end to all the threats that this regime has represented, whether it is the nuclear threat or terrorism or radical